Glad to have you with us from Tampa. Raymond James Stadium as a couple of teams get set to square off in the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. Weeks of additional practice and prep for bowl games not only can set the tone for what we're going to see in this game, but for what might be in store next season as well. As we'll see a team from the American, the Memphis Tigers, taking on a team from the ACC, the NC State Wolfpack. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Kickoff team on the field, ready to start this postseason classic. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. He's got a lot of confidence to bring that ball out of the end zone, but it didn't work out this time, out of bounds at the 16. So NC State's offense will take the field first. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will...
Breaks into the open. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field, what a big gain for the offense.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Grimes. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Here comes the offense on second down. Takes the handoff. It Smothers. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. They're going to go right back to him on first down. Not this time. After finding running room on the previous play, nowhere to go this time around as the defense rises up. Looking for a man. It's Bailey. Lets it fly. It's caught. Inside the 20-yard line. Pushed out at the 18, and they're in business. NC State started this drive with terrible field position, but now a little room to operate. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Got his man. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. How about the mix of play calls on this drive? 3 runs, 3 passes, and now they're in business.
Man, just keeping the defense completely off balance. When you think it's a run, it's a pass. When you think it's a pass, it's a run. Nice job by this offense, going right down the field in 6 plays, and now set up for first and goal.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Wolfpack!
What a luxury for an offense to have. The ability to set the tone on the ground, giving that guy the football time after time, making offense easy, being physical, and really setting the tone for this football game.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. So a drive there of 85 yards, and it was capped off with the 8-yard run. On the run from inside his own 5. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. So Memphis offense will go to work for the first time. And, David, they've got a guy in the backfield that certainly is capable of carrying more than his share of the weight in this offensive attack.
Yeah, he's a piece, but I would argue this, Reese. Like, you need to get the ground game going. For this offense to be successful, they need a physical tone setter, and he can be that sometimes.
Turning on the Jets. Big play. Takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at at the 47.
Not wasting any time. You just watch the opponent go down on their first drive and score a touchdown. So right away, you're aggressive. You're throwing the football on your first play of the game, and you're getting a nice completion. Really nice job.
Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Leaves it with the back. Plows through the defense. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Lewis to throw. Finds the tight end. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Looking for a push on 4th down. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
And your decision to go for it on 4th down has a lot to do with your kicker. How strong is his leg? Some of these guys nowadays, they can boot the...
There he goes! Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Tigers will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Touchdown, Memphis! That's the way you finish a drive and put up points. Setting up for the extra point and the top. And they did tack on the extra point. So it's a 73-yard touchdown drive. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own end. The screen, he's got wheels!
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play you. So for coordinators, this can really open up the rest of your playbook for the rest of the game.
He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. They'll leave it with him. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run play action. With the catch, it's Smothers. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Now on 2nd down. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. The short hands, it's Grimes. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. North Carolina State defining efficiency on this drive. Looking to pass. It's Bailey. Snagged in the middle. It's Anderson. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Back to pass. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. 2nd down coming up. Wants to go up top. Finds his man. It's Smothers. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Pulls it in, it's Grimes. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Off the play fake on first down. Firing to the right, complete. And he steps out of bounds, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. A fun postseason battle here, deadlocked at the end of the first. Here's a quick check of the stats so far. We've got a good one on our hands here. Let's hope we keep those good vibes going here in the second. So first down here as they go back to work. The play action fake. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. And the defense jumps on it and they get that turnover.
You know, as quarterbacks, you've got to be good in the pocket. Even when things are collapsing and you've got guys swiping at it, you got to have two hands on the football. Didn't do a really good job of ball security there, and that led to the fumble.
Lewis wants to pass. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. The give is to Smith. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, that play didn't stand a chance. I mean, nobody even blocked that guy. And he's able to get the tackle for loss.
He wants to take the top off. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Memphis will send the punt team onto the field. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Hauls it in and looking upfield. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. That fumble in plus territory just ruined that last drive, David. Turning it on! Powers through. Wrestled out of bounds at the 26. A huge pickup on the ground.
Well, on that one, they decide to attack the left outside on the ground, and you see the speed by the ball carrier there, Reese, picking up a huge chunk of yards.
And I can't imagine any reason they wouldn't just run that play again.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why not just go back to the well one more time?
So now it's second and long. Off the play fake. Gets it out fast. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. He'll sneak it and try to surge forward. Wolfpack will get the first down.
Well, there wasn't a lot of mystery on that one, guys. Just simple QB sneak to keep this drive going. They've done a good job so far the entire drive, keeping the chains moving. Nice execution on the sneak. Good push up front. Quarterback picked the right side to tuck and run to, and we'll see what they do to finish off this drive.
Operating in the red zone here on second down.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football, that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Oh, and they'll try to catch him with a pass. He just got rid of that one to save the down, didn't see anything he liked.
I like the decision by the quarterback there. It's only first down. It's not there. Throw it away. Live to play another day.
The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. And he'll get this one back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther than that. Third and goal, where the fire purifies and separates contenders and pretenders. Touchdown, North Carolina State! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Lewis to throw. Swings it out to his running back. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
You know, you got to be careful as a QB throwing to your running back in man coverage. If there's a linebacker draped all over him, then that ball's...
Oh, he's got some space. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. Sometimes your tight end's a safety valve, and sometimes he's your go-to receiver.
And the offense knew right away it was the primary target. It was where he was going with the football because you know you get a little bit of suck up from those linebackers with the play action, and you feed the big fella.
And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. The Tigers are moving quickly down the field. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Wide receiver comes in motion. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
And on fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. And he had just enough to will that one home. That'll bring him to within 4. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut him down. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Back to throw, it's Bailey. Caught in the backfield, it's Smothers. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly. NC State with a lot of ground to cover after losing yardage on the last play. Finds his man, it's Smothers. He'll get it across the 30-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 32 as this offense is trying to do some work. NC State comes to the line to deal with third and short. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop. NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Running back searching for a hole. Got the first down and still on his feet. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. They came out humming on this drive, and now it's first down from the 36. Fires it incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And it's on third downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Memphis coming to the line with a fresh set of downs. Bringing the heat. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Lewis wants to pass. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. It's good. It's now a 1-point game, 14-13. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Reese, talk about an edge of your seat type first half. This Gasparilla Bowl has lived up to expectations. And talk about a first half for the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis, and through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify. With that said, let's send it back to Reese and the guys for the conclusion of the Gasparilla Bowl.
North Carolina State will kick it off to open the 3rd quarter. The returner will field it and try to get some field position. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. First play from scrimmage here in the second half, and they'll keep it on the ground. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. To the ground, he's got it again. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Lewis to throw. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. Memphis will be forced to punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he's stopped. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get... Breaks into the open. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, NC State! When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
Getting set for the point after. And they kick it through for the extra point, and they have an 8-point lead. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner is stopped. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Soft spot in the middle. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play. And here, intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Takes it the other way. Inside the 30. The 10. And it's going to be a pick six. Touchdown, Wolfpack.
And doing a great job in coverage. Obviously, you got to play run first as a linebacker always. That's your first thought process. But then reading the QB's eyes, breaking on the football, catching it. And then from there, it was easy. Just take it right to the house.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point splits the uprights. It's 28-13. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Hawkins. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
He gets it past the 30, and they'll get him out of bounds at the 32. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Here comes the heat. Got a man. It's Smith. Turns it on in midfield. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Lewis wants to pass. Pressure coming. And they get to him, and down goes the quarterback, and you just cannot afford that in this spot. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Under fire. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack.
Pretty nice as a defense, right? When you can go nickel, put 5 DBs on the field and not have to blitz anyone, trusting your front four to get the job done on.
Hauls it in, the first down and more. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22. Memphis getting set to snap it on 1st and 10. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
Man, this is an unbelievable start for this defender in this game, guy. That's already his 2nd PD in this game. Playing with his eyes, he's breaking on the ball. You just can't start a game any better.
Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. The Tigers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. He'll ride his man on the option. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
And you got to be so disciplined when you play the option. You got to keep your eyes on your guy. They lost track of the pitch, man. The quarterback pitches it to him. He takes it in the house.
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. Boy, if that first down play was any indication, they might walk this thing in on 2nd and goal. Trying to punch it in. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. If this defense can come up with a stop here, they will take a giant step toward winning this game. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move. He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Memphis. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
We've seen this guy do it time and time again throughout his college football career. On critical down and distances, he shows up for his offense. He did right there on 4th and goal.
PAT unit on the field. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Leaves it with the back. At the 35, he's loose. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15. One play in this drive and already out to the 41. It's 1st down. Caught in the backfield, it's Anderson. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. The give to the back. They'll give him a couple. That leaves him with 3rd and 8.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. The Wolfpack will line up to punt it away. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Back to throw, it's Green. Oh, he makes the catch. There he goes. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Got enough for the 1st. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. To the air on 1st down. Fires to the big fella. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. We've reached the break. It's NC State on top. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. Final stands in the game, and we'll start with the 1st down. From the gun, the give, looking for room. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down.
1st down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another 1st down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a creep.
Touchdown, Tigers! The offense cashing it in on that drive. After the score, they need this two-point conversion to tie. To the air, it's Hill. Into the end zone for the two-point conversion, and we are all tied up here in the fourth. Coming down the stretch in the fourth, and we are all tied up, about set to kick it away. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, Dave. Turning it on! Got enough for the first, and he's still going. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
Really nice read that time by the quarterback in the option. He had the ball out in the perimeter. He saw his pitch guy open. Nobody accounting for him. So you flip it to him quickly. Nice, accurate pitch out in front of him. Easy catch. And then he's able to do the rest. Look at the speed that time on the perimeter by the pitchman. Picking up a massive gain for this offense.
They'll try to blast their way in. And he'll be stopped for no gain. Still sitting at the 3-yard line. After giving up that big play, this defense has been a rock. 3rd and goal coming. Big fella moving. Touchdown, Wolfpack! They've got the lead here in the fourth. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Use the play fake, now to throw. He finds a soft spot in the middle. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
Brought down at the 48 after a gain of 5.
This is an offense, guys, that really believes in physicality, and that's their identity. So running the ball on 2nd down, no problem for them.
Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They've pieced together a couple of first downs, and here they come again.
I love the quick decision the QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Memphis. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that, and he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners when he kicked it in gear and got the long touchdown run.
The extra point here would tie the game. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the fourth. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with a scintillating 52-yard jaunt to the house. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. Back to pass, it's Bailey. Throws to the wideout. Got it in the middle, it's Huffman. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. They used a chunk play to cross midfield, and they've got it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. Here's the pressure. pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Wolfpack put themselves in a hole here on second down. Looking to fire. A strike downfield. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. What they would give to help their kicker out with a few yards on third down from throws toward the end zone. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. And now on fourth down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. From 55 yards out, and he's got it. Never a doubt.
And how about that in the fourth quarter, and you need your kicker to execute a bomb to take the lead. You trust him, and he absolutely delivers.
On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. From the gun, the running back has it. That'll be a gain of 5 out to the 27. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Trying to burn this defensive back. And they couldn't connect on the deep shot. Let's see if things get worse. There's a flag on the field. Which way is this going to go?
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Oh, the sweet spin, and he's free. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Rolling, throwing, looking right. And he grabs it at the 15. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
One of the things that makes this quarterback so dangerous is how accurate he can be when he's on the run. And he's a guy that's looking to throw. He's not looking to take off himself. Showed you that accuracy on that play to get the first.
They'll give it to the back. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. So the opportunity with a touchdown here to take a fourth quarter lead. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. They'll try to slam it in. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? A huge chance for points here on 3rd and goal, and if they can get it in, we might have ourselves a finish. And he's in for the touchdown, but hang on just a second. There is a flag on the field. What a tough break, a potential tying score nullified by the penalty, and now they'll have to see if they can get it done again. Quick strike complete. And they make the stop, and this offense has it inside the 5, and they are threatening. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Right down the boulevard. Guys, just over a minute to go, all tied up. Are we headed to OT, or are we going to have a great finish? And he's going to try to return this one. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Wants to throw. It's Bailey. Quickly complete. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. And it's intercepted. Oh, what a big play in a tie game. Got room on the return. Touchdown, Memphis! The defense gets it done with that huge interception return.
It's the one thing the head coach challenges his team with, guys. Late in games in the fourth quarter, tie ball game, who's going to step up and make a play? That guy did right there. Picking it off, taking it to the house.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or two, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. Let's see if they can put together a drive starting from their own 28. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Finds his tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. Offense will use a timeout with 28 ticks remaining. Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Got it in the middle. It's Rodgers. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. The offense will use a timeout. Clock is stopped with 22 seconds left. Rushes on him. Going to try to get it himself. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Clock is stopped. Timeout used by the defense. 14 seconds left. Back to throw. It's Bailey. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. They'll throw it from the red zone. He wants it all. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it.
That's a tough deal for the offense, right? I mean, you're trailing, it's late in the game, you're having to throw the football, you're just trying to make something happen, and ball gets away from the quarterback, ends up in the hands of a DB. Nice job by the defense.
And the quarterback takes the snap and kneels down. Plenty of fireworks in this one, a lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
It's amazing how much offense has just boomed in college football. So good, so many ways to hurt you, and you saw both of these offenses put on a show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses, and man, we saw that here today.
That's going to do it for us here, and for these two teams, that's going to do it for a season. Another bowl game in the books, and a season is wrapped. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, and our entire crew behind the scenes, I'm Reese Davis signing off, and we'll see you next season for another presentation of EA Sports College Football.